It was happening to fags and hookers, immigrants. When it first came out, it was like an Ebola-like epidemic. People were scared to death of it. So there was this external fear-driven stigma where people didn't want to touch us or be near us and thought we deserved it. It was happening to disenfranchised communities. All of us were being left to die, and people didn't care. But as we rose up and fought back, we started to make a difference on the medical front, but that never really changed the equation on the stigma. The external stuff kind of slowly fell away as people got educated. Well, stigma has been this crisis's biggest curse from the very beginning, and it's been a very frustrating kind of second virus that we've been dealing with from day one. And it's almost been harder to fight than the actual virus. It's been persistent, and it's gotten worse with time, not better like some of the progress we've made against HIV. Although recently, I'd say right around 5 years ago, we've finally started seeing some of our first progress at chipping away at the stigma that various communities were really suffering from with HIV. But then we started dealing with stigma within the communities that were being affected. But that's what kind of took over after the mid-90s. People didn't know how widespread HIV was. They didn't know that some of their friends were living with the virus. And that allowed them to think it was this rare thing that happened to people who were careless or immoral. This moralizing came into the question rather than fear. And that's when it turned into something really ugly that was happening within our communities and that we've been fighting against ever since. You know, the moralizing around PrEP happened immediately, and it was a carbon copy of what happened with the birth control pill when it first came out. And the first women who started taking birth control, they were highly stigmatized. Harlots or whores, or, you know, there were all sorts of names were used against them. And here we saw Truvada whore in a very similar light. It's the highly promiscuous, irresponsible gay men who want to throw their condoms away and have all the sex in the world and spread STDs to everyone else. It allowed people to stand on a soapbox and feel better than, which I think is a real downside of human nature. Here we have a drug that is close to 100% effective, more effective than most vaccines. If we had gotten PrEP in 1985, the gay community would have burned down the FDA to get it out on the market immediately. And there'd been no stigma, we would have all swallowed it, we would have ended the crisis overnight. And yet here we had these slightly self-loathing faggots waving their fingers at the first adopters. Excuse my language, but if anyone deserved the name, who were trying to feel better than, I don't have that much sex. I always wear condoms. This person who has fully protected themselves against HIV is doing something wrong because they're not like me. PrEP uptake is now surpassing the number of figure wires out there. Just like birth control pill for women, ultimately millions were taking it and the stigma faded away. We're beginning to see that with PrEP. We do have the tools to kind of stop the epidemic in its tracks with PrEP, with condoms, with testing, with treatment as prevention. U equals U, undetectable equals untransmittable. Using these tools all together, you basically shut down the epidemic. Infections stop. The same thing that's preventing us from doing that are the same things that fed the epidemic at the beginning. We didn't have the tools to stop it. We were just trying to shut down the stuff that was feeding the epidemic. The stigma, homophobia, government indifference, the hatred towards those who were infected, and public awareness and getting everybody to care and step up and fight this epidemic. We didn't know whether we survived to see the results of that. And today's activism is very different. I call it the age of optimism, but frustrated optimism, because we actually have the tools to end it, but we're really frustrated by the same factors coming into it: government indifference, stigma, that prevent us from using the tools. But when we are able to use them in blue areas of the country, or in certain countries that take it seriously in sub-Saharan Africa, we are able to actually lower infections in real time and watch the epidemic shrink in those areas. And as an activist, to save lives in real time is a glorious thing. It's beautiful. And we never had that opportunity back in the old days. Now we do. So it's frustrating when we can't do it everywhere, but we got the model and we're ready to push every button to get it done. Peter Staley, I'm a long-term HIV/AIDS activist and LGBT rights activist.